Welcome to the 30 for 30 video cast, podcast, real conversation, whatever you want to call it. But this is something where, again, a brainchild of Coach Nash. We're just trying to put something together to get authentic conversations out there. 30 conversations, 30 days. My guest today is Chip Baker, author of The Formula Chart for Life, the founder and host of the Success Chronicles podcast, motivational speaker, and a big motivation to me as well. Chip, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Man, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on and be a part of what you're doing, man. I consider you to be a great man of character, a great man that just doing awesome things to help others and make our world a better place, man. And just to have the opportunity to hang out with you, it's an honor and a privilege for me, brother.
I really appreciate that, man, especially as someone who's looked up to you and followed you over the past few years.
Thank you.
Hearing the motivation and being motivated myself to go make a change.
Yes, sir.
You know, Chip, I just want to kind of bring all our listeners, all my friends that are going to listen to this podcast and video cast up to speed on how you got to where you are now. Where did you begin and what brought you all the way to the Success Chronicles?
Well, picture this. No. Her, no. No, man. Really, man, I'm just an ordinary guy, man, working real hard to achieve some extraordinary things, and been truly blessed and fortunate to be raised by some great people, as well as be around some awesome folks to learn from in my career. My family is a church folk and educators, so that's folk with no S, so you understand what I'm talking about. So that's kind of where it all comes from. And being raised, we give service, we help others, that's what we do. And so again, I said, just blessed to be around that. And then in my career, people that have truly just looked out for me and taught me so many things that has helped me grow. And so I started the Success Chronicles about 3.5 years ago to show appreciation and give back to those people, because those people made a positive impact and difference in my life. And I really wanted to just, highlight their stories because they made a difference to me. So I couldn't be selfish with it. Right.
Right.
And so, it started with that, interviewing people that were close to me, my old coaches, a couple of my teachers, my mother. I interviewed my mom on our porch at my old house where I grew up. Family members, just some things like that. And now it's grown and taken off and grown at a crazy rate, man. And here we are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where'd you grow up, Chip?
Yeah, I'm from Hearn, Texas, man. I was born in Dallas, Texas. My parents separated when I was 5. My dad his family's from Dallas, South Dallas. And my mom's family is from Hearn. So when they separated, we moved back to my mom's hometown of Hearn, and that's where I grew up. Was involved in the community, played sports for 4 years in high school, and then went on to West Texas A&M, where I played football there and got my first degree.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Some legends come out of West Texas, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in New Waverly, Texas, man. A little bitty small town outside of Willis, outside of Huntsville.
Yeah. What you talking about, Willis?
Exactly. So you ask somebody where New Waverly is, that's what they'll ask you. What you talking about?
Oh yeah, man. Got some good ties to New Waverly, man. I've been in Conroe ISD. I've been teaching. This is going on my 22nd year. I've been in Conroe ISD for 19 years.
Wow.
And, man, it's been cool. So yeah, New Waverly, man. Know all about the people there. Got love for lots of folks from New Waverly. Work with some folks from New Waverly, and so man, just good people. Where you come from, how you are. It's just good folks, man.
That's right. We say folk as well.
Yeah.
As country as possible. Absolutely. Now, Chip, I jumped onto your website and I've placed an order. I'm going to order the Formula Chart for Life. Views, and I'm excited to hop into that. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, growing up, I always had math was rough for me, right? Teachers had to really work hard with me to help me through. all the way. I mean, even in college, it was tough for me. All the math classes that I had to have, I barely passed those. And really, I don't know if I did. I think the professor just felt sorry for me and got tired of me got tired of me bugging them about everything. So they just, man, get this dude out of my hair. Right. But
Uh-huh.
they passed me, however. And then fast forward, um, a few years back, special education is my field, and so I had an opportunity to co-teach. I'm sorry, a chemistry class for a few years,
Uh-huh.
and in both of those experiences, I saw that formula charts really help you find the answer. All you do is you plug the information in there. If you work the formula out the right way, you're gonna get the answer. So, I started putting those notes together. Like, man, I was like, man, this is like life,
Mm.
right? And so I started putting formulas together, like taking notes down. And it's been a culmination of a few years now. But really, the Formula Chart for Life is my most recent book that I put out. It's my fourth book, my first solo book. So I'm excited about that. But it's really just a compilation of formulas that I've learned, throughout my life. And each of the formulas, I have a personal story behind it, and so
Uh-huh.
that's basic, and it's simple. I mean, like it's legit. Like the book is all formulas. Like it's no like writing, explaining nothing. It's formulas. And I think the beauty of that is it allows the reader, if you will, to kind of put your own flavor to your personal story and how you can apply it in your life.
Man, that's so
Yeah.
unique. That's a special way of approaching it because everybody uh, you either have your English people or you have your math people. It's like one of those two things, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
you either really like English or really like math. But I'm more of an English person, but I love math because no matter where you go, it's universal. The numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and when you have a formula for life, you kind of understand that you find that formula, you make it work for you, but it's
Yeah.
universal. It transcends everything. Transcends your culture, your race, your everything, and
Yeah.
beautiful. I love what you did with that. That
Thank you, man. It's really cool because, like I said, and also like everything in there, like it's personal to me. Like so, there's like I'm not just saying, hey, yeah, guys, try this. Like like
uh-huh.
no, like these are things that I've lived in my life. So, like I said, I have stories behind all of it. I could go anywhere, pull out the book. Hey, give me a formula, and I can tell you a story. you know,
Uh-huh.
it's
Uh-huh.
that kind of thing. And so, man, it's
That's perfect.
it's it's really just a good collection that when I look through that thing, I can reflect on the personal growth that I've had in my life, and how the big man has really just looked out for me, and people have really just helped me, and man, just from then till now kind of thing.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. And so with that growth you're sharing within that book and me myself as an amateur podcaster doing a few interviews, I learned something profound from every single person I talked.
Mhm.
What I'd like to ask for you after being, in this game for about 3.5 years, what are some of the most memorable lessons that you learned from some of the interviews you've done?
Ooh, most memorable lessons that I've learned. Uh, I think there's a couple things. I think first, success is individual.
Hmm.
What I'm saying? It's determined upon that person and where they are, and then that person in different phases. Like as a coach, you have seasons and phases. Different seasons and phases. Your definition of success is going to be different because of the times you're in, right? And so it's a
Absolutely.
continual thing. I think it shows I've learned that quality relationships are important, because from that I've gained some amazing relationships. And there's a quote by one of my former pastors. And this is a quote I start my second book off with. My second book is Effective Conversation to Ignite Relationships. And this quote says, "Our life moves at the speed of our relationships." And that's Pastor Danny Green. And man, if you think about it, those people that are doing blessed to do amazing things, they have great relationships in their life. Those that aren't, they need some better relationships in their life. And so the Success Chronicle is a perfect example of that. Before I started, like I said, my goal was just to take one step to show appreciation to others. And from that, I'm a 4-time author. I've interviewed people, all over the world. I've developed some quality relationships and got some partnerships, and I'm working with people on some things. Was taught how to publish a book. So I mean, it's just so many things that have come from that. Just the quality relationships are vital. And then the other thing is, man, the possibilities are possible. And what I mean by that is, we talked about where we're from, how I grew up. I'm from a small town in Texas. Like, bro, I'm talking to people from all over the world and interviewing, and they're sharing their life, and then like even bigger than that blows me away is like some of those people refer me to other people to interview them. Come on, man. And so like it's really neat to see that people think highly enough of me and highly enough of the work and the work that I put in, because they see this genuine and quality. It's great to me that people see that, man. And so I think those are some of the things that I've picked up from it, and it's truly been a blessing for me. Like it's inspiring to me. Like, when we started to hear you say those words, about it, because that's really all I'm trying to do, man. Just do my part to in a positive ripple effect of making our world a better place. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man,
Yeah.
and that's been my life mission, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be that ripple and affect change. And
Yeah.
there's so much going on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it's June 1st, and I never would have thought I would have had a week like the last week that we just had. As far as all the unrest happening, or I say a week, let's just say 2020 in general.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's been unbelievable, effect after effect after effect of what's happened, and how that can change your whole mood. And the way that you just said possibilities are possible, that lets me know that for me personally, the goals I have, they're still very much possible. Even though things are down right
Yes.
now, still very much possible. And we
Yeah.
can't get caught up in the negativity that's happening.
Yeah.
That blessed me right then. I just I just had to relate.
Thank you.
Bless me right.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The next part of this too is the relationships. I'm a relationship guy.
Yeah.
The more we talk, the more I see what we have in common. My mom was one of the first African American administrators in Conroe ISD way back
Yeah.
in the day. I went to an elementary school in Conroe ISD. She was at Knox Junior High back in the day. So,
Yeah.
and then she took over, and she's been in education just like your family's in education. Retired superintendent right now. I currently coach, but I also teach special education. That's where my heart is,
Yeah.
and I believe that gives us the platform to create that ripple, to begin that ripple, and you just see how it spreads wherever you go.
Yeah, man. And my mother, I knew some of the things about your mom, but I didn't know all of that. But
Uh-huh.
same with me. My mother, worked in the Region Service Center,
Yeah.
before, and so I mean, same administrator, and
Mhm.
developed programs for kids in our town. First Black lady on the city council.
Wow.
Same mold. And so,
Mhm.
just it's a blessing to be a part of that. I think I was telling somebody this the other day, um, and I'll just, share this with you. My mother is, really, aging, and she's kind of sick. And so we had some people that came to visit her, and I was telling them, um, it's awesome to see how much people love my mother, right?
Uh-huh.
Because like it shows me that, and I knew this a long time ago. I was raised with a superhero in my house, my
Yes.
mom, right? And you can relate to that,
Uh-huh.
and and it just showed me um, that when you go above and beyond to give love and give service and help others, you receive it in so many ways more than you know. And so, I'll just tell you a perfect example. I was able to go back to her and be the head coach, athletic director there for a little while. And I have no doubt that the way people treated me there in a great way was a direct reflection to what my mother had done. And not of my qualifications or my skills, and maybe a little bit of that, but I mean, mostly because of the love that people had for my mom and my family and the impact that she had. And so it's always good, man, when your family are people of that caliber.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think us as educators, man, I can't even remember who said the quote, but an educator will touch more lives than anybody in there, in any other person in any other field.
Yep.
And I think when we've been poured into by our parents the way we were poured into, and we just go ahead and begin that ripple effect and we spread it out, we become that, that coffee bean, if you say, and
Yeah.
just and change the environment around us. We touch so many lives, especially you as a head coach, athletic director. I mean, your hands are everywhere. You're all over every program, able to be that joy that they need. And I mean, it can change the world. It gives us an opportunity to change the world, and I don't take that lightly. And sometimes I take it too seriously. Uh,
Yeah.
that's where I need some personal development, because if I see something unfair or unjust, or a child not being treated the way they should be treated, no matter what they look like, what their academic level is, no matter what their socioeconomic level is, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and I'm very outspoken about that. And sometimes in our profession, it doesn't go over that well. So here's a personal development question for you. How are you able to stand up and be the voice of reason for anyone in your charge that needs it, while maintaining the level of professionalism it takes to be in the position that you're in?
Man, that's a great question. Very in depth, I think, because there's layers or levels to it. I
Mm-hmm.
think to be an effective leader, it starts with your actions first. You have to look within to win. And what I mean by that is you have to know who you are and be confident with the person that you are. And in knowing that, um, there's always things that you can be better at. You know what I'm saying? There's always work to do to put in to be the best version of yourself, but then also giving yourself forgiveness and grace too, and knowing that you're doing the best you can with what you got. And so I think when you can do those things and strive to be the best version of yourself, it projects through your actions, right?
There it is.
And yes, by what we say, but more so by what we do. And people, that people are watching what you do. And my hope is that when people, see me, without me, saying I'm this, I believe in this, I do this. I don't like to do all of that. I just like to
Right.
show by my actions. I hope that you see the God in me. I hope that you see that I have a pure heart. I hope that you see that I'm genuine behind my actions. And that's all I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and at the end of the day, that's what it is. And if someone has a problem with that, I seek to understand, but that's your problem. Like I know I'm confident about what I am. There's genuine, pure actions, not shooting to take advantage of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to help, be a part and do the best I can to help every situation. How can I help? And that's just who I am. I think so. The long way to answer that, man, is just, I think actions speak louder than words. If you can, and I'm a man of not very many words, actually. I'm an introvert guy, and you ask the kids that I've coached, I'm not a very loud, crazy, all of that kind of stuff. My coaching style, I'm very relaxed. I'm gonna tell you what the expectations are. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen if you don't meet the expectations, and then I'm gonna follow through if you don't do what's expected. And really, it's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to do all of that other, like, it's a less stressed situation for all of us. Like, bro, like, what you're gonna get. Like you're gonna do this. If you're not, then I'm gonna do this. Then
Uh-huh.
we're gonna move on. And so I mean, for me, it's really simple. And I've tried to live by that my whole life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, man, it takes me back to, okay, I know we haven't had sports in a long time,
Yeah.
But I've already watched The Last Dance, all 10 episodes, three times now, all the
That's
way through.
awesome, man.
Because I looked at it the first time was for entertainment, and it was I said, "Hey guys," talking to my 14-year-old and my 9-year-old sons. I said, "Come on in. We're gonna have a historical lesson right here. Let's
Yeah.
history being made. This is how this happened." So
Yep.
you can understand all the debates that happen with who's the best and this and that. At least you're well informed. You can see where it's coming from.
That's
Uh,
it.
Second time I watched it, it became, oh, hold on. Phil Jackson is writing me a dissertation on how to
Guru.
be a coach.
Guru, man.
How do you manage all of those personalities?
Yeah.
How do you manage bad upper management? How do you take any negative situation and flip it to a positive and keep your guys locked in on the goal and
And win.
win
And
and
kill
win.
everybody.
Exactly.
You know?
It doesn't go. I mean, I think it goes understated. Yeah, he had some of the greatest players, but how do you go? How do you win 11 championships in the National Basketball Association as a coach? How do you go 6-0 in the '90s as a coach? How does that happen? You know.
Yep. Yep. You gotta be able to put some greatness together, and man, he's the guru of that.
Doubt, no doubt. And when you have somebody with the mindset of a Kobe or a Jordan, because I think they had the same mindset.
Yeah.
One thing that always stood out to me, and I heard them both say this. I heard Jordan say it in The Last Dance, and Kobe said it in an interview shortly after he retired. And yes, he was hard on his teammates, but he never asked them to do anything that he wasn't willing to
He
do
wouldn't
himself.
do. Yep.
And for me, I took that as a leadership principle way back in when I was watching it live in '96, '97, '98, and applied that to my life. So when we get in a situation and we're forced in that leadership role, how do you teach kids to say, "I'm not going to ask you to do anything I'm not willing to do myself"? How do you get them to take ownership of
I think first you have to check yourself and leave your ego at the door. I
that?
think a long time ago in my life that I learned it ain't about me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you can, with your action, like I talked about earlier, with your actions, create an environment that's non-judgmental, non-biased, just open for growth. When you create an environment that is like that, you'll get the max out of everybody around you, uh, because like bro, I'm not looking down on you for anything. I'm in here together with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm striving to see how we can learn together and continue to move forward and grow together. And I think when you have that, man, you know that the person next to you is, on the same page with you. It's not a down, it's not a like, hey, we're in this together. Let's go to
Mm-hmm.
work. you know. So I think that you get the maximum out of everyone when it's a situation like that.
I agree wholly. Even what you just said now, I've been on a few interviews, and the jobs that I accepted versus the jobs I declined. During that interview, the principal or the head coach or whoever it was, they came from around the desk, sat at a neutral table with me side by side. They let me know that, if you were to work with us, we're going to work together. I'm not going
Yeah.
to have a foot stomping down on you. I'm not going to be looking down on you. I'm going to be here to support you together because ultimately the success is our goal. And
Yeah.
I took that it's a small gesture, but that's something that I've always told myself when I'm ever in the athletic director's chair, I won't be behind the big desk interviewing a candidate. We're going to go sit down shoulder to shoulder so I can see how you feel working side by side by somebody who's going to be in there getting their hands dirty with the same goal that you got. So that's
Love that, man.
I'm going
I
to take
love
that
that.
forever. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Love it.
Now, Chip, I have one last thing to ask you on here, and
All right.
this is 30 for 30, and every 30 for 30 I've ever seen, any great in-depth raw documentary I've ever seen, always has a great title that ties into everything. And it's usually a mission statement of the person that it's about. So you're going to get a chance to title your own 30 for 30. What is your mission statement? What is something that one sentence that would define what you're all about and who you are?
Oh, what I'm all about and who I am. Um, I think for me, um, I think my mission, I like to share a couple of things. I have a mission, but then I have a tagline that I use on my YouTube channel and podcast. I want to share that too. But me, I think my mission, what I do is I take care of people that take care of people,
Mm,
and I do that by providing them an awareness of their greatness and ability to make a positive impact in the life of so many. And so, in our lives, we're all a one of one. The big man made us individual. Like, a lot of times I think we don't realize that. Like we're like nobody else in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all a one of one. And so you have within you what it takes to be whatever it is you want to be. You just have to decide that you can do it and go make it happen. And so that's my mission. Um, I think when you're looking at the process of living out that mission, I think what you have to do is you have to live. My tagline is live, learn, serve, inspire, go get it. And so, I'll explain that to you. You have to live a life where you live, where you're not afraid to live, experience some things, have a growth mindset, be open-minded, um, and I think when you live, you learn so much, right? That's where the learn comes in, and you learn so much about the world, but more importantly, you learn so much about yourself in that process. And so it's important that when you're living and learning, that you give back the things that you've learned and the experiences by serving and helping others so that they can move more efficiently in their life based off of what you've experienced. And as you're doing that, as you're living, learning, serving, the people around see how you operate and what you do. And none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. Shoot, I think we're all broken. you know
oh yeah.
and but little do you know is the way you do your thing, it's inspiring to others, and they see that. And so live, learn, serve, inspire. And then the last thing is, if you want to achieve a significant, transformational, impactful success, you got to go get it. Like, it's not going to come to you. You got to put in the work and go make it happen. So that's live, learn, serve, inspire, go get it.
Go get it. Yes, sir.
Go get it.
Yes, sir. Oh man. So Chip, where can my people find you? Where can all our listeners, all our viewers, where can they find you on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram?
Yeah, man. So I'll go down the list here. So everything that I have, my YouTube channel, my podcast is Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles. I have a radio show that airs Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Central, on www.radio1117.com. But you can search any podcast platform. It's out there. And then all of my social media is a Chip Baker TSC, as in The Success Chronicles. And then Twitter is Chip Baker 19. And so, the usual thing, like everybody, said, books and stuff, Amazon, on my social media. I have my links where you can go to my online store and see the products, shirts, hats, books, trainings. I do life coaching and all those things that I do. You can check those out. But really, if you go on and you see something that you like, the typical thing, like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, rate, all of those things. Yeah, that's cool, But like I said, I learned a long time ago that it ain't about me. So if you go in there and you see something that you like, and there's someone that comes to mind to you that you think about, well, please send it to them to help make a positive difference in their life. And that's all I ask.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
There's something about that share button, man, because
Yeah.
the whole format of this whole podcast, video cast I'm creating is about sharing. I'm not making money. It's costing me money, but
Hey, right
it's
on.
it's an investment though. It's an investment.
Big time.
It's personal development for me, but I feel like it's going to affect everybody I interview, everybody who hears it. It's an investment for all. So I appreciate everything you've shared with us today, Chip, and really I appreciate everything over the past few years that I've been listening to and inspired by, and it's keeping me going even in times like this. It's keeping me.
Yeah. Man, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. And again, like I said at the beginning, and love what you do. And I wish you can continue success on what you have going on.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. If you ever need anything, you know how to reach me, Chip. And
Yeah.
there for us, man.
All right. Go get it.
Go get it.